All right. Hello. Thanks for that introduction, Garth. I'm just Michael, by the way. Just Michael. So thanks for the privilege of letting me get up here and talk. I really do appreciate it. It's a little bit different being up here compared to being back there. But it's cool. It's good to be up here. And before I start, I just wanted to honor the leadership here in the house. It really has been a privilege coming in here, and to walk into a place and it feels like home straight away is really something quite special. And Dale and Ian, Garth, Ray, the leadership team, I just want to honor you guys for that, and thanks for doing that. And yeah, I've loved being here. I'm here for a couple more months in theory, and we'll wait and see after that. And I just pray tonight that God would just take my words and use them. It's not about me. It's, every opportunity is something that God can work with, and I really just pray that that's the chance tonight. So when Ray asked me to share here tonight, I was like, yeah, no worries. Do you have a theme or something that you want me to talk about? And he's like, no, just wing it, something from your life. And I was like, oh, dang it. Okay. So I started thinking about what is it, that I've come through, or something that I can share that God's been doing in me, and really this thought started burning in me about identity. And it was, what is it that identifies me? I was born in South Africa, but grew up in Zimbabwe. When I was 10, I moved here to New Zealand because of political conflict, and then when I was 16, moved to Zambia because Dad started a business there. Then I came back to New Zealand to do my engineering degree, and did that in Auckland. Now I'm here in Invercargill for work, and it's kind of like I'm all over the place. Life's hectic, but in all that, what is it that gives me my identity? And that's really what came through. And then as I was starting to think about, what can I say and how do I do this thing, God actually pulled me up on something in the preparation of my message, and I thought I'd share that first. And it was this really simple thought of, don't disqualify yourself. And it wasn't because I wasn't qualified, but because sometimes we go through life and someone will come and say, oh, you did an awesome job in the kitchen serving there, or I think you did that really well. And, Christians will go, oh, no. Yeah, I had a good team with me, and the job wasn't as big as I thought it'd be. It's all right. But it was this real challenge to me, and I think it's something that is worth everyone thinking about, is don't disqualify yourself. Because, Paul talks to Timothy, and he says, God has not given you a spirit of timidity. He's given you a spirit of power and of love. Joshua was told, be very courageous, be strong and of good courage. Jesus says, I haven't given you my name, and in that name is all authority. And so when I think about myself in a way that disqualifies me, or I disqualify myself to other people, I'm limiting what Jesus has given me. So there was that thought just as I was trying to prepare this. And then, I was thinking about identity, and there's this two-way street that I see. We've got identity and association. When I identify myself in some way, I automatically associate with things of that kind of way. But at the same time, the things that I choose to associate with begin to define my identity. And it's this two-way street that we're on, and we're constantly choosing and making choices. And it becomes this real challenge sometimes, and then we start to attach our identity to emotions, or the people that we're with, or the career that we choose. And I actually listening to a message by Shane Willard, and he pointed out this thing that the English language, we define ourselves by emotions. I am happy, I am depressed, or situations, I am an alcoholic. Whereas in other languages, they actually say, I have hunger. Because you can have something one day and not the next, and it doesn't change your identity. So it's this really cool thought. But then that challenged me, well, what do I associate with, or what defines me that doesn't change? And then, the real answer for me is, it's my relationship with Jesus. It's this really cool thing that it doesn't change at all. And because of that, I can define myself by it, and I can also associate with it. And then no matter where I am, I can still have peace. And, I had a really simple analogy that sort of came to mind when I was thinking about it. And sometimes, our life is like this piece of string. It's kind of there. It's got a bit of shape to it. And, you can throw it around and it'll go places, but, it's nothing exceptional. But then, But then for me, I decided to invite Jesus into my life. And suddenly there's a whole lot more definition. And when I start to go places, it's actually, there's something to it. And there's this one other cool thing which I found. And it's that sometimes life takes us around a path that we don't expect. And we get all wrapped up in situation. Our emotions get the better of us. And from a natural perspective, it looks like things are a real mess. And Jesus is still there. He hasn't left us. He's still part of our life. And then we have this opportunity to say, hey, listen, God, I don't know what to do anymore. Can you help me? And the simple answer is yes. Because he says, just come with me. And that's how simple it is. Because it's when our life is defined by him, nothing else really matters. We can get wrapped up in knots, and he just knows the way out. And for me, that's really what it's been the last few years.